Hey, welcome back to our channel. It's Shelly
and Tom,
and today is a Cruise Wise Wednesday. Today's topic is traveling during hurricane season. The top 10 things that we do that you may do or may look into if you cruise during hurricane season. And the reason why we bring this up is because there is a tropical storm out there now that is diverting Carnival ships. It's not affecting the itinerary so far, but what it is it's having them, instead of going out of New Orleans, which can be underwater, which has high water right now, they have to go to Mobile, Alabama, and they are busing them or transporting them to Alabama, and the time has changed as far as you need to be, because the last bus leaves at, I believe, 2 o'clock, so you have to be there at a certain time to make sure that you get to the ship by a certain time. So we have 10 things that we usually, because we've traveled during hurricane season, we've been affected not by hurricanes but by bad weather. So there's 10 things that we usually do on our cruises, but we make sure we do if we travel between, I wouldn't say June, but when we leave in August, if we go on August cruise, we make sure we do this. And then our first time this will be our first time going in December. So that's after the season, but depending on how the weather is, your season can be extended, and there may be some more storms out there. So we're gonna list the ones off, and
here we go.
If you have any that that are that we missed, or that you do, because you're a cruiser, let us know in the comments. Like I said, let's strike up a conversation. So the first thing that we do is get travel insurance. Usually we don't get travel insurance because we're flying or driving on luck. But get travel insurance depending on how the season is looking. Right now, if the storms are starting and it's only July, then I think
for a long season.
Yeah, I think I would, look out and get some travel insurance just to be on the safe side.
The next one is obviously watch the weather. There are a couple of websites out there. You can check the NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, for weather updates, as well as the HWC.com. I think it's HWC.org. It's hurricanewatchchannel.org. And basically what it is they're going to list all the storms, tropical storms, hurricanes, and they will give you an up-to-date, minute-by-minute, latest and greatest of what's going on with the storms. So it's definitely something to pay attention to, is the weather.
Okay, the next is, look, I'll skip that one. I'm going to put that one last.
Okay.
Leave 2 days early if you can. 3 days if you can, because there are situations like ours where our plane was canceled and we had to drive to Miami.
Oh God.
Yeah, we made a video, but because of all this copyright mess, we had to change the video up and it's not up. But we had to drive down there. We didn't get notification. We were supposed to leave at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we did not get notification until 12 o'clock the day before, or at midnight. I think it was midnight.
Yeah, around midnight.
So we had to hit the road because this time we didn't have insurance. We were flying in like first thing. There was no bad weather at the time, and other people in our group were they said that their plane wasn't canceled, so we felt like we were safe. But we got canceled, so we had to hit the road. That was one time. And then the other time, because of what happened with going to Miami, we were going in a day early to fly into was Orlando,
Yeah.
and our airplane was canceled because of the weather, and this was not during hurricane season, so we ended up driving, but we left they notified us ahead of time, so we had enough driving time, and we got down there way before the time that we needed to get down there. So try to leave early because of that. Even if you drive, say we're in Virginia and we have to go down to South Carolina or Miami, any part of Florida, you don't know what the traffic is going to be like. They may not have bad weather at the time that you leave, or you may not have bad weather, so you may run into some bad weather, and that's what may cause the delay. So try to leave early.
Number 4. Now this pertains to those that know that the storm is coming into your hometown and you're not going to be home. So say like there's a hurricane forecasted out there, and you're not going to be there to take care of your things at home. So what you want to do is you want to prep your house before you leave. Board up your windows, any loose things out in the backyard, go ahead and put them up, secure everything. Your vehicle, if you're leaving the vehicle behind, that's just stuff that you want to take care of before you leave, so that's less that you have to worry about while you're gone. You want to, just make sure that you prep your house, like I said, board up your windows and, take care of your belongings before you leave. So that's pretty much it on that one. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory on that.
Okay, and being, cruisers, we usually keep all of our documents together. But what you want to do is keep your phone numbers together, whether you're driving a rental or whether you're driving a rental or you're driving your own car to your port. You want to keep like a rental agency on hand just in case. If you're flying, you need to keep the airline. Just keep all those numbers together in one place, because you don't want to be flipping through all these documents and binders that I've seen people have, trying to find a phone number or a plane ticket number, trying to find your information that you need, especially if it's, you're in a rush situation. You want to have this stuff in hand, because more than likely you call an airline, they're going to try to verify something on the phone. Any place you call, they may need to verify something, so you just want to keep the phone numbers and the immediate numbers right there all together, separate from like your cruise documents, because more than likely you're not going to need it unless you call your cruise line to let them know, yes, you're on your way and blah blah blah. So keep your numbers together.
Next one is get some extra cash. The reason why we say this, we know we carry extra cash with us when we go on cruise anyways, when we go into ports or whatever. But this extra cash is in case you're traveling through areas or whatever that the storm has already been through, or there's a loss of power, and of course you can't use your credit card or any kind of debit credit card or anything, and you're stuck. So it's good to have some extra cash on you anyways, but definitely during emergency situations you want to make sure you have that extra cash. If you need to get a ride from here to there and you can't Uber or whatever, hey, I'll give you $20 if you get me here or there or whatever. It's just good to have that extra cash on you during inclement weather.
Yeah, and it is if you drive in and like you're in a Facebook group, and we live in an area where a lot of people may travel. So if we get stuck somewhere in South Carolina, I can get on the phone and call somebody and say, well, can you give me a ride to such and such? You want to give them some kind of gas money. You don't just want to leave them hanging. But in those cases, keep some extra cash. The next one is, and this is not a bad thing, during the hurricane season. The prices may be lower because you are going during hurricane season. Maybe not at the start, like in June, because that's summertime. But later on, and you can find cheap cruises if you sail during hurricane season. And you never know, if you're the type of person that if you're cruising and you just want to go cruise, you don't care how the weather is, you just need to get away. If the cruise is canceled, a lot of the times, the majority of the times, they are going to take care of you. You're going to get onboard credit, you're going to get a refund. Now with airlines make it different. So, but yeah, with the cruise lines, they'll usually take care of you, and you never know, you may get a free cruise by if it gets canceled. So that is
Good stuff.
one good thing. So check the prices.
Next one, along with getting extra cash, you want to pack some emergency items such as a first aid kit, battery operated radio, a couple of flashlights to take with you in case you get stranded, or just in case something happens. You just want to have those items with you. You can either put them in the back or keep them up there up front with you, or in the back seat, just somewhere readily available. But you want to make sure that you have these essential emergency items with you in case you're traveling during the hurricane season. And then another one too is very important, is you want to make sure you tell your family and friends where you're going and give them an update every once in a while. Either hit them up with a text or whatever, give them a voicemail, just say, hey, I left, or I'm in South Carolina, or whatever, so that they know, they know where you're at and that you're okay in case this hurricane or whatever is hitting the coast. They want to make sure that you're okay. So there's nothing like family and friends worrying where the heck you are, or how the heck, what the heck is going on with you if they haven't heard from you in days. So just hit them up with a text or something, say, hey, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And if you got to stop in a hotel or something somewhere, just give them a call, or say, hey, we couldn't make it, or we got delayed, the weather delayed us, so we're at the Hilton in Charleston or whatever. So just keep them informed.
Yep. And the last thing is, don't get upset. I know it's easier said than done.
Oh yeah.
but that scenario when we had to drive to Miami, we could have there's a lot of people that get on Facebook and they're, oh, I'm never going to sell that cruise line again. They get mad at the cruise line when it's not the cruise line's fault and they don't have to do anything. When we drove down to Miami, we were the second to last to get on.
Yep.
They could have left without us. They were doing the muster draw. We don't know whatever the holdup was, but they could have left us. We got on the phone with them, and they were relaying information back to the Glory, letting them know, and we made it there to the ship.
Yeah.
We didn't have to get a refund, but they did give us, because we had faster to the fund, we did get a refund on that, and we didn't ask for it. What else did they do?
They didn't give us extra room credit, did they? Or
I can't remember. I just know we got a refund on that faster to the fund. And then the airlines, they didn't have to reimburse us. We didn't have insurance because they gave us ample time, like in the contract says, they gave us ample time for the cancellation. So, but we ended up getting a refund plus some, and I think it kind of contributed to, I didn't argue with them this time, because usually, I was gonna get upset. I was just like, everybody get up, let's go.
Oh.
And, all our stuff was packed. So, it's just like, why sit up there and fuss with the people that are gonna help you out and be upset with anybody that you meet on the way to get to your cruise, because you flew during that time of year, and things can happen. So just be mindful, it's your cruise, and however you start it, that's how more likely it's going to be. So
I'm glad we went through that experience. You know, opened our eyes a little bit as far as
the travel time,
the travel and all
yep,
that.
and not getting upset and having paper. Just all of these lead to, you know, traveling during this time. So next time we will be more prepared.
Oh yeah. I think that's it, huh? Did we cover them all?
Yep, those are our top 10 things. And
You know, like she said, if there's, you know, if there's some out there, or if there's a couple of ideas or whatever that you want to share, just leave them in the comments below and, you know, let us know. But
yep.
I think that's it.
Yep. So happy sailing. See you when we see y'all. Peace.
Go Yankees.